All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Monday, January the 20th, 2020, and we are, well, a little less than halfway through the first round of the Australian Open due to some rain delay, which I'm sure is much needed there, right?
Not good for the players, a lot of the lower ranked players, but good for the people in Australia.
Good for Fabio Fognini, and we'll get into that. And we will be handing out an asshole merit badge today. So
to quite a few players, actually.
Quite a few asshole merit badges, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah. If you see me dressed this way, it's because I'm paying respects to Nike for their new design. So I wanted to just join Dimitrov and Serena and Kvitova and a few other players.
So you're paying homage to the cows.
To the cows. Moo. I mean, their style is amazing. I hope you guys go out there and buy their outfits. I'm sure it'll be pricey.
About, $110 for a t-shirt or something.
So I had to join them.
That's my snowboard vest for springtime that I've had since probably 2005.
Well, this is a better design than what they came up, and we'll show some pictures of some of the interesting outfits at the Australian Open.
Let's get down! Let's go!
Yes.
Still trying to find that second bit of energy because I still haven't found the first bit today.
There were a lot of matches.
It's cold. It's cold outside today, right?
Yeah, it's cold, and I gotta go teach in a little bit.
Let's go. All right, real quickly, a big shout out to the 49ers. Let's get down, Super Bowl bound, but this is an NFL show, but I'm really excited about that. What's up, B-Dog? They only go 8-8, all up in the Super Bowl.
Oh, he already paid his debt.
I know, he loved that dude. We had a bet all year. So this goes back a year ago. So B-Dog out there, much love. I had a really good time doing football with you this year. I thought that the Niners would go maybe, I don't know, 10-6, something like that. B-Dog thought 8-8. So either one of us weren't terribly far off, but we had a good bet with that, and he paid his dues. Love to win bets. Let's go.
Yes.
All right. Jumping right into tennis, we're going to start with just the first note that I had written down on my sheet from a lot of note-taking yesterday. And the first note that I had was this. For a long time, Carla here, since we've been doing the show, and for a couple of years prior to that, Carla has just loved and cherished and relished and just expected so much from the young Denis Shapovalov.
I don't love him. I love other players more.
Is it, especially if you've been following this channel, is it not incredibly hypocritical for Carla to last night all of a sudden be, let's go for Fusovic? Let's go!
Wait a minute.
No, hold on. She
was
jumping off of her chair going, come on! No, I wrote a note here. And you can't tell me if I write a night.
I like Shapovalov. I think he will have a future. He's young, but I love Iron Man a lot more. And you guys have watched the show, and I've said I like Iron Man a lot more. Plus, he's a man, and Shapovalov is a boy.
It was 1-0 in the first set. Just listen.
I watched this match too.
Just listen.
I'm listening.
It was 1-0 in the first set, and Fusovic broke. Okay,
yes.
to go up.
Yes.
She jumped basically off the floor. Come on, all up in the kitchen cooking. Come on! I'm like, it's 2-0 in the first set and you're dissing your boy? I was like, you love this kid because he's playing Iron Man? So what does this tell you? You don't like Iron Man necessarily because of his game? Or what is it?
I like his game, I like the way he looks, and I like his style, and he's a fighter. He's a player from Hungary. There's not many players from Hungary.
He's Hungarian.
Yeah.
So,
to me, he reminds me of a chiseled European soldier. I mean, the way he walks is like boom, boom, boom. You could put him in a movie.
Don't step into my
He
territory.
looks better than Thor.
Don't step into my territory. I will kill you.
Yeah.
I will take you down.
And that's what he did.
First and foremost, Carla did make a good point a long time ago about the taxed out body, too much taxing on the body from the likes of Shapovalov. She actually called this upset, so props on that.
Thank you.
She did call that, all jokes aside. Carla indicated, and I quote this from a previous show, Shapovalov has played the Laver Cup, the U.S. Open, the Davis Cup, the ATP Cup, and Adelaide. He has to be worn out. And I think she was right on point here. That's what basically happened. Fusovic was fresh. We found out at the end of the match that your boy Iron Man Fusovic himself, the Hungarian, we found out that he loves his girlfriend.
Yeah. He said, my girlfriend's watching me from Hungary.
I love you so much.
I thought that was great.
So Fusovic went a little Shakespearean on us, which was lovely. Lovely to say the least. I love the musical love notes at the end of this. I will take you down if you cross me. I will take you down. I did like that. However, Shapovalov lost his temper. He lost his cool. You told me earlier about Shapovalov having a battle with his tennis racket.
Yes, but before that, we did watch him go down the first set, loses first set, wins the second set, right? But in the second set at 1-1, he kept yelling, "Come on!" Right? It was just 1-all. We're like.
Well, we did a segment on the show about players that did things that were irritating, right?
Yeah. Why do you say "come on"?
Yeah, and some of the things that we came up with that we thought were irritating that players do as they play tennis. One of them was the habitual bounce the ball in between the legs backwards, Steph Curry style. What's up, Stefanizovic? Before you serve. So Shapovalov does that. And another thing on the list was excessive come-ons at either two. It's great to do that in the moment, but, very early on or after every point, it gets redundant, and therefore it gets played out like played out.
It was just too much. He kept looking at Yuzny like, I'm surprised Yuzny didn't say something. I'm going to kick your butt if you don't shape up. Why are you looking at me? It was stupid.
You mentioned, though, Yuzny soldier on court. Would blast his racket in his face and make himself bleed if he got mad. A wonderful player. Love him a lot. But do you know there's a lot of tennis players on tour that look like brutal soldiers? Like, I'm gonna rip your face off. But then when you hear them talk, they sound like a much more cute human being. Let's look at Wawrinka. Wawrinka's like, boom, nailing one hand. You hear him talk, he's like, well, sorry for the tennis, I'm fine. No, thank you. And, I do my best.
He sounds like Kermit.
So he cranks the one hander and he's like, but then okay, thank you. Love that judo, love him. Then let's look at who's another one? Fusovic. Fusovic is like, oh.
Yeah, but when he talks,
he's like, I love my girlfriend at home. I love you a lot, and that's great. It's kind of like it's gamesmanship, it's sportsmanship. It shows the concert pianist in the player. Is there another one out there I'm missing with the big birdie look and then they talk and they're like, no, pussy. No. Is there another one?
I can't think of another one.
How about Gael Monfils? Gael Monfils looks like this, lean athlete, and then when he talks, he's very withdrawn and whatever. Maybe.
I don't know.
But do you follow me?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Looks are deceiving.
Looks are deceiving. But with Shapovalov, he did throw his racket. He got broken in the third game and threw his racket, and the umpire gave him a warning. And I'm going to show the video, but he says, I'm not breaking any rules. He said, it's my racket. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. What are you talking about? I didn't break it. If I broke it, give me a code 100%. He said, I didn't break it. It was a terrible call. Do your job.
So check this video out. When I saw this video, the first thing I thought about was the movie Napoleon Dynamite. If you haven't seen that, look, I'm not a big movie guy.
I'll show him the clips of that, too.
So I felt like when I saw Shapovalov here, he was tired, he was frazzled, he was worn out, and he acted like the homeboy from the Napoleon Dynamite.
All right, well, here's him getting upset.
And see if you can get it wide on the wide. So, excuse our editing skills. They're on the low.
I can do whatever I want. I'm not breaking any rules.
Here, let me start from the beginning.
Yeah, see, she was lack of preparation here.
It doesn't matter. It's my racket. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. What are you talking about? I didn't break it. If I break it, give me a code 100%. I didn't break my racket. Yeah, but it's a terrible call. Like, do your job. Do your job.
What a baby. He said, do your job.
Okay, so I saw that. I don't want to beat the dead horse with time. I don't know if you want to play the last end of that back. But if not, don't worry about it. But when I first saw this, there was a movie, and I think it's a really well done movie, and it's called Napoleon Dynamite. I'm not a big TV couch potato dude at all. I really don't even let my kids watch it too terribly much. I grew up without it in a sense. It was all tennis. But I thought of this part in the movie of Napoleon Dynamite. So check this out. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. Gosh.
Can you give it to him one more time, maybe? Because again, if you look at Shapovalov, it's my racket. I can do whatever I want to with it. Gosh.
Sure.
How is it any different than Napoleon Dynamite? And again, sorry our whack editing skills.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to God.
So there you have it. We have been searching for a nickname for Denis Shapovalov, and we have now found one, and his name is Napoleon. So Napoleon went down last night in a brutal flame of loss of sportsmanship. But to me, he looked like a tired. We have 5 children, Carla.
He was a baby last night.
Yeah,
he was a baby.
We have 5 children, right? Mm-hmm. It's like when they get out of bed every day. It's like trying to wake up any one of your 5 kids after just a few hours sleep, and that's how they act on the court. He looked tired. He looked frazzled. Back to what you said, and we're going to move forward.
Yeah. Not only that, I like how Fusovic at the last set he did the same thing to Shapovalov. Remember, he was like, "Come on!" Except his veins were all popping out. He looked at him dead in the eye.
No,
because I'm sure he was annoyed with that.
Yeah.
Too.
No. That's again. I didn't write that, and she is absolutely right. So. We just mentioned again that sometimes Shapovalov will hit you with these annoying, excessive "come-ons" like at 1-0 in the first set or whatever. He did it the entire match to Fusovic when Fusovic was winning basically the whole match. So when Fusovic went up like I think 5-2 in the tiebreaker in the 4th set,
it was a good point too.
After a big point, Fusovic
point.
was like, "Come on," and looked dead at him, like, "I will do it, let's go." Only to have Fusovic at the end state to the crowd he loved his girlfriend at home and hungry. Much love to you.
I was jealous, but I got my man. But he's my fantasy dude.
Down.
Yeah.
But to finish this subject, Carla mentioned before the tournament started that Shapovalov was going to be tired. He's played the Labor Cup, which is really pointless. The U.S. Open, which is muy importante.
He's played a lot of tennis.
The Davis Cup, which is shifted and now is kind of stuck in a tournament format. The ATP Cup, which in a sense is kind of pointless. Looking at, I think maybe he should have skipped that and played Adelaide as the warm up and would have had more in the tank for this tournament. But again, you can't play.
Disappointing for him. Disappointing here. We expected a lot of things from him. I knew it when I saw that draw come out and I saw Fusovic. I said, "Oh, he's in trouble." Just like I've mentioned a few others, there's quite a few players that went down because they played so much of the ATP Cup.
Like maybe the likes of Borna Coric that a lot of people took on the fantasy teams. I won't get into that here.
That's why I didn't touch him.
Even though Stefanisevic, real quick fantasy team teaser, even though Stefanisevic, a fantasy player, lost Borna Coric, he's still sitting in first place by a lot of points already.
He might lose Lajovic because Lajovic's in the same boat.
Won't talk about fantasy here. We won't talk about fantasy here. I'm going to mention it briefly at the very end so I don't lose people right off.
Right.
But back to the Coric match. Query, we talked about yesterday, Carla, that Query had a really good opportunity to win this match.
Yeah.
If and I remember because I looked at it before writing this show. I indicated that if Sam Querrey could serve in the 70% range, namely between 72 and 74%, and get some opportunities for break points, that he would win the match. But I didn't think that would happen because big guys, again, their serve tends to break down.
Never know.
You never know. However, here's some facts real quickly about that match. And again, when you're a big guy and your first serve's working, it's tough to crack. Sam Querrey was serving at 66% first serve percentage. Coric at 56% first serve percentage. That's a big difference when you're a big server versus a server that's going to give you some juice on the first and then kind of more placement and kind of hook on the second, which Coric will give you. Querrey will just come after you first and second. So serving at 66% was a big misnomer in this match starting out. Querrey was lighting up the court with serve plus one, serve plus two, 1-2-3 punches, setting up, dictating and owning his spots, picking his spots. Coric was retreating, looked a little laborish, looked a little bit energyless, looked like something's going down, like something wasn't physically right with him. And hasn't been since
it hasn't been for a while.
A year and a half. And I don't see a steady an inclination of getting better. I see a steady declination of getting worse. Hopefully everything's good there mentally, physically, biologically, physiologically, the whole deal. But case for worry now for Coric, in my opinion, 4 years ago, I figured he'd be a number one to a top 3 player at minimum top 3. Didn't happen. Querrey with 18 aces, Coric with 7. So if you're serving at 66%, the other at 56%, and you're throwing up 18 aces to 7, watch out. Coric looked to me very sluggish, even more sluggish than Shapovalov did. Shapovalov looked so sluggish to me. It was like he kept digging really hard, and then when that didn't work, then anger came out.
Someone has to teach him how to volley a bit better. About
just not 100% for either one of them. Query had 11 break points against Coric, converted 4 of them. Coric had only 2, converted 1. 50% I get conversion rate. However, when you're only getting 2 of those and you're behind in all categories, watch out. However, let's go Query. Moving on. Let's go. And one of you guys picked him on fantasy
that was
team.
one of you. There was quite a few.
That picked him on fantasy?
Yeah, there was quite a few of them that picked George. I mean, we saw that all the way down.
All right. Next match that we were kind of flipping back and forth through channels before we lost a lot of the matches. Les Federer Johnson, which was a landslide. There's no need to even talk about that.
Federer just cruised, and that wasn't even worth watching, honestly.
I think the match was just there for the interview afterwards, where Federer gave his spill about the bushfires. Thank goodness there was rain. And
his outfit looked good.
Outfit looked great.
I'd give him a 9 out of 10 on that outfit.
Yes, and Uniqlo started out with really subpar, barf-looking outfits. The first time I saw Federer in one, he had like this long-sleeve button-up with a puke green collar and like a puke green headband with no logo on it yet. So, he's stepping up his game.
Yeah, it looked better than Nike. Man, Nike has really failed this time.
Steve Johnson, by the way, Steve Johnson, by the way, a really good young man. He lost his father, which was his like coach and companion, and it's one of those things that I can't empathize with in a sense. However, it shook him. It shook his game. It shook his fight, and we've seen that in his game. Steve Johnson, I would have coach for my children at any point in time.
He did help coach at a university in California.
That's right.
So he does know how to coach, and I'm sure he can do that. And I mean, geez, to make the main draw and to have a pretty decent ranking, you can't complain.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. And this is a shout out to Steve Johnson. Obviously, he'll never see this video, but Steve Johnson is one of those guys that I think could be the consummate coach, taking the likes of. You name the list of coaches we can talk about. I think one of the coaches that's ever walked the face of the planet right now is coaching Djokovic, honestly, Vajda. I like the guy a lot, and I won't get into coaches. That's not what we do. But I think that Steve Johnson would be a very, very good, top-notch Paul Annacone, Cahill level coach.
Yeah, definitely.
So we won't dwell on the Federer match too much. But
let me get to a few matches before I see where you get. Evans, a lot of you guys have picked him. Another guy who played the ATP Cup.
And it showed early.
He was down 2 sets and fought his way back and won in 5 sets.
Yeah,
5 sets. Ouch.
Now the odd thing here is this. For me, this kind of shows you the depth of 3 out of 5 sets versus 2 out of 3. He played Mackenzie McDonald, the UCLA college student.
At one point, too bad.
Right? Mackenzie McDonald, I think, won the first 2 sets with relative ease.
Yeah, I was rooting
3 and 4,
for him.
something like that, breaking each set and capitalized and didn't let him and consolidated each break. But then for Evans to thump, I think it was like 2 and 1, and then maybe 4 in the 5th, something like that. I don't recall. But this just shows you the adaptability level of that's tough to adapt from 2 to 3 sets when you play college for a lot of years. You transition into challengers. And most of your tournaments that you're playing and go deep in are 2 out of 3. You meet a seasoned 3 out of 5 player, it's tough. Surprisingly, though, Evans pulled this out, being 30 years of age, to dig deep and pull it out in 5. This is impressive. But the problem is when you're 30 and you're someone with the likes of Evans.
Yeah, it was 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, yeah, so now you have the taxation on your 30-year-old body to now play a second-round match going 5. Best 3 of 5 again. You know who Evans plays in the second round?
I would have to look.
I forgot. If you check that, then we'll move forward.
Yes, he plays Nishioka, who beat Jiri in 4 sets. So that's going to be a tough match.
That's a tough match.
Nishioka, we know, is a tough player. He grinds it.
Yeah, and a couple of you out there watching playing fantasy have picked Nishioka as well. So Nishioka, no offense to you guys, I hope loses only because I need the fantasy points.
Another match, Djokovic wins in 4 sets. I think we knew that Struff would be a little bit tough, but wouldn't really do much damage. I figured he would take 1 set, and he did, but Djokovic prevails in 4 sets.
Yeah, look, if Sasha Zverev is a top 20 player, is he even still in the top 10? Is he 8 in the world? Sasha Zverev right now? Alexander?
He's still in the top.
So if Sasha Zverev, what does he rank?
I'm looking. Go ahead.
I think he's on the bottom half of the draw.
Okay.
I think he's still top 10 is what I'm getting at. And the match you just said, don't worry about it. And so the match, he's 7-8 in the world. He's at the bottom.
Okay, he's number 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's fair. And the match you just said that completed was what? I lost my train of thought.
I'm talking about Djokovic.
But who was he playing? Struff. What? Okay, I figured it out. And what I was trying to get at is Jen Leonard Struff. If Zverev is 7, 8, 9, 10 in the world, Jen Leonard Struff should be 3. What I'm saying is Jen Leonard Struff is a really good player, and he's German as well. Same country in which I think that Zverev is from, if you don't serve me correctly. So I think here that Struff is a better player than Zverev, at least currently. Mm-hmm. So he should have gotten a set. So Djokovic took care of business. I think Djokovic now, at this point, is a walkthrough to the semifinal to meet Roger Federer.
He should have no problem there.
Yeah, I think Federer and Djokovic now are basically a shoo-in for the semifinal.
We're all gonna sleep during their matches, in other words. So yeah, I know Rajesh sent me, oh, so easy for Federer, but I said to him, man, he's 38, he needs a break, and with Federer, you never know what his body's going to do. But here we have Djokovic, who's gonna sail through too.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. Another match we're going to talk about, I think there's 2 more matches. Dimitrov played indoors because it was raining, and he beat Londero in the first 4 sets. His game did not look good at all, by the way. His outfit, do I need to show him the picture?
Yeah, you should look. The Australian Open has always been known for its kind of vibrant outfits, and that's awesome. But sometimes the Nike ones here of late at the Australian have just been just odd. Now this one that Dimitrov had on was a warm-up suit, I think, to start. That looked like a onesie coming off the school bus.
He looked like a cow.
So I don't know what that quite is.
Come on, who's gonna buy that?
Also too.
His shirt.
No, your vest that you have on.
Yeah,
it was meant to mimic his onesie.
Exactly. Looks just like it.
Okay.
And here's his shirt, his beautiful shirt. I mean, this shirt's going to be expensive. He looks like a colorful cow. Look at that. And even people went so far to make fun of him. Here he goes. He looks like the colorful cow.
Hey, I tell you what. Here's an interesting thing for me with Dimitrov. When Dimitrov first came around as a player, Dimitrov always had kind of the reputation or the rap of being baby Federer. You know, his backhand looked the same. You know, his kind of movement on the court was just so much. I guess it looked like he was trying to emulate him and not be his own unique player. When players become great, they're unique, right? They have their own style when it comes to certain things. Whoops, I always do that.
That's what happens when you wear a lot of rings.
No, there's a reason for this. When Carla and I got married on the whim, we stopped by a Walmart and picked up a ring just to have something, as she would say, something. Not SOMETHING, but SUNTHENG. That's her version of something. So just as something. So later on, I got my camouflage. Let's get down for battle, because you gotta have when you deal with this girl ring. I'm like, what? I gotta have a camo ring if I'm getting in the trenches with you, girl. Let's go. Come on. Woo! All right. She's like, time, man. Stop
well,
tripping.
he's bothering me about time. I think people like the show. They said as long as it's not 90 minutes. So we got time.
I mean, here's the reason.
We got time.
Sometimes I stress on time because when we first started doing the show, sometimes I would go on and on and on, or we would go over every single match. Like there'd be 64 matches. There'd be 128 matches, and we would at least mention every name, get the names right. We communicate with all you about the names, and a lot of people would send us messages. All right, man, chill with the time. So maybe sometimes I overthink that.
I think you do, because it says it irritates them. They get antsy when we do check the time too much.
All right, well, my bad. So I am thinking about those that complained about time before, though.
Yeah, but this is the first round, so.
All right, so here's the thing with Dimitrov, though. Dimitrov comes around. She's like my yang. You know, I'm kind of the yin. I'll stay heavy. She's like, slow your roll, man. Slow your roll. She's like my opposite. But yet she's like the integral part of my whole. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Sometimes I just want to beat you. I just want to be like, boom.
I feel like Dimitrov.
Be like, what? Oh, we used to box, though. Mm-hmm. We used to box. We got videos of that.
Yeah.
Boxing. I'm trash, though. Boom, boom. Bop, bop.
All right, come on.
All right. Dimitrov, though, was considered baby Federer, right?
He does have his forehand. I was watching him hit his forehand, but he doesn't think like Federer does.
Did you see that yesterday on the court he was straightening his water bottles like Nadal?
Yeah, we saw that.
Okay.
And he folded his cow outfit very nice, put it in his cow bag.
Nice and neatly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Nadal, not Nadal, is Dimitrov that was once morphing into a hopefully Federer, and now is he morphing into a very meticulous Nadal now with the bandana, even though Federer had a bandana too. But check this out. If you watch Federer as a junior and into his first or so year on tour, Federer used to don the backwards hat. Did you know that?
Oh, okay. That's when I didn't like Federer, yeah.
So, look if you can look up Federer as a youth. Like, I think when Federer played Philippoussis, no, he was just ponytailed in at the Wimbledon final. But if you go young Federer, I guarantee you find a picture of him playing when he was still with his original pro staff with a backwards hat. Somewhere down the line, when his hair was coming, it looked like he still had a really big.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, show that. And then that's even more recent than that. You can go back to really vintage Federer to see the backwards hat. Not that it matters, but Dimitrov has morphed into the headband and doing his water bottles like Nadal. So our connection here is whack.
There it is.
Let's go. So the headband wasn't always natural for Federer, believe it or not.
All right.
All right. Next match. So we have that Dimitrov. Oh, Lundero, by the way, was a grunter. Lundero was grunting
He
loud.
grunts every point. I think it's Spanish players, they all do that. They all grunt really loud.
All right.
Fognini.
Ooh.
Fognini Opelka. I did tell you guys yesterday before the matches started that I thought, and a lot of us picked Opelka, that he would beat Fognini. Well, the match got suspended due to rain, but we had him up. Opelka was up 2-1, and you could tell Fognini was asking for rain. I mean, he was trying everything to stall that match.
Look, when the sprinkles started sprinkling, Fognini began to walk slower purposely, and the crowd even knew it. You can go back and watch this. He was dragging his feet.
He has to be the most annoying player in the world. He was on their second set tiebreaker.
Asshole merit badge goes to Fognini.
Yeah, 6-6. It was 6-6. They went to a tiebreaker. Fognini ends up missing a shot, smashes his Babolat racket. I mean, just in half. They give him a warning for it, and then Opelka still wins that set. We do have a funny clip, though.
Yeah, so the deal with this match is, by the way, I have a nickname now for Riley Opelka. I think we've teased this around. You guys know we like nicknames for players. His nickname is now officially Paul Bunyan. So we have Shapovalov, that is Napoleon here moving forward, and we have Opelka, that is Paul Bunyan. So I don't know if you have a picture of the Paul Bunyan beard. Is that what you're pulling? Or
No, I'm showing the video.
All right, the video of the serve.
Yes.
All right, so yesterday or last night, Riley Opelka was serving to the beautiful beard, the lovely silky smooth.
All right, here comes Paul Bunyan.
The lovely silky smooth Fabio Fognini, and Fognini had a guided missile bomb serve come right at him, and I had to show this. So check this out. Here we go.
All right, here comes Paul Bunyan with the serve, and he's facing the silky smooth Fabio Fognini. So here comes the gun serve. Now, if you look closer here, the lovely Fabio had to return Paul Bunyan's serve. So check him out. He's coming. Here comes the heater. The heater's coming.
Nervous game that into a winning return, but
He said, "Man, I got to get back."
He deserved that, by the way.
So,
Here comes Paul Bunyan.
so the I guess the moral of the story is that you guys were right about Opelka too, because a lot of you picked Opelka to beat Fognini, not only on your fantasy teams, but in comments, and it looks like, now it's not over yet, but it looks like that could very well happen.
But this guy called a trainer, right?
Yeah.
It was done. The 2 sets were done. So Fognini calls a trainer, and he's trying to slow everything down, speaking in Italian, takes off his shirt, he's going off like this, like that. I'm like, what an a-hole. I said, this guy, I would fight with him. And then it started raining. He was like, yes.
No, she said it perfectly. See, Carla, she'd be like, I would fight with that dude. Meaning that she's a no-nonsense type chick, and I don't blame her. Because homeboy, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't obvious that it was sprinkling, and I mean, look, he's down 2-0. No, I think they're
Two sets down.
2 sets to none.
Yeah,
this
they were
one.
going into the third set.
Yeah. So the guy is obviously slowing it down. Calls the trainer. I mean, the way he's just look. I'm going to sum it up and not even talk anymore about it because I think we all know that he deserves the asshole merit badge.
Worst. He's the worst.
So what we're gonna do? Quick pause right here since we're not worried about time, so I don't have to rush this because we got a lot of good info. All right. So 30-second pause. So pause here and let's roll. All right. All right, let's go. Had to put on my 49ers hat. Let's get down. I did grab the right hat. I did.
You had to check.
Had to check that. All right, finishing off with Paul Bunyan and the beautiful beard, silky smooth Fognini, asshole merit badge man himself. Let's jump right into Serena Williams.
Yes, definitely.
First, the only note I really wrote about Serena in this match is that she's wearing a lot of gold. She's got that gold like bling bling. Every time you come around my tennis court, bling bling.
Not only a lot of gold, but the outfit and the nails.
Ooh. First of all, for Serena, Buskova, by the way, she played.
She didn't play Buskova.
I mean, not Buskova.
Potapova. The 18-year-old.
And Buskova's another a young and
Who
good
played
player.
Osaka.
Who played Osaka. Thank you for the correction there. But Potapova is not a bad player.
She's not. She'll have a future in tennis.
Yeah, she's a good player. Serena did what she had to do.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. 6-3, 6-0?
Yeah, she did what she had to do.
Yeah.
But I'm still uncertain of what happens if she meets Yastremska.
Yeah.
I don't think the excessive gold is going to help anything. I'm kidding. I just haven't seen Serena don so much gold. I don't know. Maybe it's a new look.
I hear that when you get older and you're just trying to take, you just want to feel prettier, you put more stuff on you, I guess.
She looked good.
No, she didn't.
Well, she
she looked good in her match.
Yeah, she looked like she was capable of meeting Yastremska. I think she'll get there.
But it's still be a while. I mean, because her next opponent is Zidansek. Let me show you a picture of her outfit, though.
Yeah, no, I do have some fun facts about Zidansek, by the way.
Zidansek? Okay.
Yeah, Zidansek isn't a joke either. Go ahead, go.
All right, guys, look at this. Look at this. Here's Nike again with the cow, now purple. Now her, I'm talking about just the polka dots. And look at that jacket. Awful. Just awful. I mean, my daughter was like, what is that? And then I have another one. The nails. Look at those nails. How does she play tennis with that? Did you see the nails, Justin?
Oh, so...
she's got bling bling.
I don't know how that contributes to a nice grip, but she makes it work, though, right?
Yeah, and here's another one. See the outfit? I guess it's better than that whole big poofy dress.
Let me see. I haven't seen this. It's not terrible.
It's not as bad as
Can I say that
Dimitrov.
again?
It's not as bad as Dimitrov.
So it's not a bad out permit. I mean, a bad out permit.
That's a new word.
An out permit.
Yeah.
That's not a bad outfit for me. She usually does a really good job with the outfit things, but a lot of times I think we disagree. You kind of called out Andreescu's outfit even though she didn't play, and I kind of liked it.
Kvitova's wearing it. I'll show it to you.
See,
it's just bad.
I kind of like it.
I don't.
But again,
it looks like a cow with different colors. Dimitrov is the red cow, she's the purple cow, and Kvitova is the colorful cow. The multicolor cow.
See, I think Dimitrov's warm-up suit that you showed, and I've been focused on stats on some of these matches, and so I always appreciate you bringing out the light
that
side.
poofy jacket, though. Who's going to wear that?
But the Dimitrov warm-up that you showed, I would see that really good, like, prior to a basketball game, like warm-ups, the shoot-around. Stephanie Zivic, if you saw that, I'm sure you can understand. You want that kind of nice warm suit to get out, have your whole body kind of ready. So I get why it's on the tennis court. I think that Kyrgios likes to warm up in jerseys, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like to wear jerseys. I've got a few in the closet that that I still have over the years.
Well, I mean, hers wasn't as bad as Dimitrov. I didn't like her outfit. I did like her shoes. Her shoes, I would love to have those shoes. Any of you guys want to purchase those shoes for me? Feel free to. I can send you my address.
The crazy thing is I've looked for those shoes for you, Carla, for birthdays or whatever, and I never can find that line. I think it may be a custom shoe. I don't know. But I have looked for those for you before, and I never can find the same ones. Anyway, all jokes aside, I haven't seen Serena wear this much gold before. Maybe that's her new deal. Zverev wears a lot of gold. There's been players for a lot of years of time, or all over the years of time that wear gold. I just have never seen Serena with so much of it.
Zverev wears this big.
Zverev does it too. Neither here nor there. That's trivial. The rain set in about this time of last night.
Mm-hmm.
Which bravo for the rain, Mother Nature bringing sure.
They need it. I know that Wayne Chia said, this is where the top players succeed, and the richer get rich and the poorer get poor, because then the guys that are lower ranked, well, now they got to play match, the next day.
They got to rush their schedule.
And
where the best players will play.
Very true, well said. But in this case, I think Australia needs that rain.
Yeah, the rain was a blessing for Australia. So we saw the rain come in. We still continued to take notes as we proceeded through the evening, but the matches became limited. I just had this written here.
Yeah.
So Serena did what she had to do convincingly. Do I think she's going to win this tournament because of that performance? No.
Well,
do I hate her outfit like Carla? No.
I don't hate it. I just think it's funny. They did give her an interview. They asked her, how does it feel being a mom with a 2-year-old and tour and winning? And she said her speech, well, I got to give you guys my speech. I want to thank you guys on YouTube for watching our show. I'm a mother of 5, and it's a lot of tough work. And I feel special to be a mom, tough juggling kids. At the same time as making a show, life is just so hard. Come on. How many moms are out there that have to work 3 jobs? 3 jobs. Are you kidding me? I'm sure there are many mothers in the tennis world that play professional tennis and have to deal with the same things and don't have a million babysitters. Yeah. I hate that question. What do they keep asking her?
Yeah, and
what do they keep asking her? How does it feel to be a mom and win?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard almost to fathom to me how either whether it comes from the media derivative or if that's the storyline that they're trying to push. Is it seems like every time we hear from Serena Williams now after a match, no matter who you're playing, it's like, how does it feel to have your I mean, it's sometimes it's like this prima donna-ish, primrose type deal.
Like she's the only
she's
mom in the
person
world
with a child. I mean, my gosh, we got 5. There's people with more than that by triple. I mean, gee whiz.
There's moms that got to work 2-3 jobs. They're single moms and they got to support their kids.
And they're everywhere. They're like all around your block, all up in your hood. They're like a dime a dozen, and we're. I mean, come on.
Stop asking her that stupid question.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, it's so difficult. Oh, she's sleeping right.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on, shut up.
We get it, but
shut up.
We're not here for a soap opera. We're here to watch tennis. So spare us. We've been there, done that, got the T-shirt 5 times over. And so have hundreds of millions of people, if not billions, over the eons of time.
Yes.
We don't need to be re-educated in motherhood. No offense, but geez, we get that. It's tough, but not as tough for you as it
not
would
as
be
tough for you.
For most.
Yes.
Spare us, please. Anyway, I needed that. See, I came back from the segment and I was kind of like, dang, I feel like the
next time you guys can ask me questions. How does it feel being a mother of 5 and doing a YouTube show?
Let's go.
And teaching.
That's why you just did that speech thing.
Yes.
Okay, see, we went on different...
Make sure you ask me and I'll give you guys an answer every time.
I think we got like 3 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep. You woke up with a baby on your face and I woke up in the bed and I had to get my knee moving.
Yes.
Yeah, word is born. Boom. All right, moving forward. By the way, quick mention of the Caroline Wozniacki match. She did what she had to do and beat Christy On.
She did. Good for her.
Good for Christy On, though. Christy On, at one point in time, early on in the show, we mentioned her that she was a good player, a U.S. player, and she would have some struggles with fitness. Yes. And she looked extremely fit. She looked extremely fit yesterday.
Fit. Yeah, she almost quit tennis. Almost.
Yeah, she has this an interesting story, and something happened with
her dad told her to get a real job, and then maybe it's time to just get a real job because it wasn't happening in tennis. But as we remember, if you guys remember watching last year U.S. Open, she had a deep run into the U.S. Open and decided to keep playing tennis.
Good for her, and she looked fit, but unfortunately, she spent a lot of time in the gym. She spent a lot of time on fitness. She worked hard in the off season, and unfortunately, she met. Wozniacki.
She doesn't have the game to hurt.
We tend to forget that because Wozniacki's not seeded, that she is a major winner, was former number 1 in the world, has a huge winning percentage, is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and is still very fresh at only 29 years of age. So Wozniacki, even though she's not seeded, she should be top 10, honestly.
Yes.
Anyway, but good job for On. Hang tight. You looked good. You stayed fit. Built like Carla out there. You looked ready to go. That's where I wrote the rain set in. Real quickly, I want to read some fun facts about the Serena Williams Zajdancek match. Tamara Zajdancek, who is from Slovenia. So here's a couple of Tamara Zajdancek facts. She's 5'5". She was born on December 26th, the day after Christmas, if you celebrate
That's
that.
my height, 5'5".
5'5", hence why I wrote down the height. 5'5", born on December 26, 1997, the day after Christmas. Carla was born on 8/8/79, Roger Federer's birthday.
No, he has my birthday.
Oh yeah, he has your birthday.
I'm older.
So you were born 2 years prior to Roger Federer, so he does have your birthday. But Zajdancek is now 22 years old, has a prize money count of $566,211. Here's a very interesting stat, though, that I thought was quite indeed interesting. She has a career record already of 215-74 with an amazing winning percentage.
That's a lot of tennis.
An amazing winning percentage of 74.4%. Currently, she is at her career highest ranking of number 56. That is 56. Boom! Dropping bombs in here. Español, habla español. Muchos grande, mamacita. Estoy.
For those of you that speak Spanish, tell me that doesn't sound ridiculous.
Por favor, mamacita. Por favor.
Okay.
Currently number 56 in the world and her current highest ranking. However, she made the second round here last year and will make the second round again. She's already in. However, Serena Williams, that she will meet, has a career win-loss record of 832-142, a winning percentage of 85.4%, 5'9". I think she's more like 5'10", 5'11".
She looks a lot bigger than
especially
that.
when she's strapping her shoes on. 38 years old, $92 million in just tennis prize money, not outside of sponsors and everything else. 74 singles titles in singles, and we can go on and on and on and on and on and on from there.
All right.
But don't you think that this girl Zajdancek has a chance?
No.
I do. I think she has a chance.
All right.
I don't think she'll upset her, but I think she has a chance.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next women's match. Barty struggled against Zarenka.
I wouldn't say struggle.
Well, first set struggle.
Slow starter.
Slow start, and then won easily the next two rounds. But I told you guys, I don't think she's going to win the slam. She'll be done first week. I guarantee you that.
Disagree totally.
I mean, she has Rybakina, which many of you guys picked. Could beat her. Maybe her saw could beat her. We'll see.
First and foremost, I totally disagree with Carla. I think Barty is very much in the thick of things.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with being a slow starter. I'm one of them.
I didn't say there was anything
I'm
wrong.
one of them.
I just see a lot of tennis for her as well.
Women play 2 out of 3. The predominant part of my tennis career at a competitive level was 2 out of 3 generally. But I can promise you that if I lost the first set, I wouldn't care. I don't think Barty ever cared that she lost the first set to Sarenko. Now, respectively to Sarenko, Ukrainian girl, I think she's around 30 years of age. We've seen her around for a while. She was, if I remember correctly, somewhere around 25, 26 in the world at one point. I do think she made a 4th round or maybe even a quarterfinal of the U.S. Open recently.
All right.
Wasn't it within a couple years ago?
I don't remember. Next match.
And whoa, hold on. Barty won the second and third set decisively, so how can you remove her with those stats about Sarenko from being in the thick of things?
Shouldn't be struggling.
She adjusted. She got it done.
All right. Anyways, next match was Kvitova. Beat her, how do you call it, countryman, Sienakova. 6-1, 6-0, or 6-0, 6-1. Pretty quick. Sienakova left crying. Tough match. Kvitova's outfit, horrible, but good to see her playing.
She's stuck on this outfit trip.
Just horrible, man. Jeez. You know, they charge a lot for these outfits.
How was her game?
Her game was good. She looked like she had a little bit of muscle. You know, you look like Kvitova. I really like Kvitova.
I was just testing.
She did make the finals
I
last
thought you
year.
were just watching the outfits.
No, Kvitova's good. I liked her. Always liked her. Too bad, though, for her friend crying. That was tough to see. She left crying as she walked out.
She's thumping these outfits this year.
Next match was Osaka. Love the outfit. 9 out of 10 for Osaka.
Here we go again.
Love this outfit. Nike did better. It was lighter. It was more pleasant to watch. Girly. Love the outfit. Love the game. Buskova, someone needs to teach her how to serve, how to toss the ball. It's too high up. She's waiting for it. She tossed it. Had a lot of double faults. Double faulted games, too.
So we watch these matches together, so the whole time I think you're watching outfits. I'm like watching court position. I'm watching like the patterns that they're using, and then like thinking in my head about another match and whether that person can counter that. So you're on the outfit mode this year.
Yeah, but I did watch it. By the way, Osaka did look slimmer, so she looked a lot better.
I thought Osaka.
And I love her when she shakes hands. She bows and she looks at her players in the eye.
Two things I wrote about this match. Number one, sportsmanship at the very top. Osaka to me has great poise. I think I think she has now kind of developed into someone that has the poise and grace of a tennis champion. I think early on when she won her first and second major, I think even shortly still after that, she went through the jitters and was passive in her interviews and deferred to her video games and kind of kitty hee hee.
Well, she did go after somebody on social media that night.
She has grown.
Yeah, she's grown. I like her.
She has grown. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
I wish when if you noticed when Osaka plays, she habitually spins a racket. Don't worry about it. So she's always spinning the racket. To me, that just shows us, it's either a habit, whatever, kind of like Shapovalov's between the legs, or it's just you still got some nerves and just kind of chill. I like her Osaka a lot. Number one, but she did what she had to do. She stuck with her game and basically got what everyone expected. We thought that she would do is win.
Yes. Next one, real quickly, briefly, McNally, the young American, beat Stoja. I think Stoja should retire from tennis. Maybe just play doubles.
I don't.
Good win for her, by the way.
That's a bad statement. I understand Stoja lost. I get it, but you can't tell me she's still not able to compete if she wishes to. Well, doubles or singles.
Well, I mean, great win for McNally because it opened up for her. Because last night, Sloane Stephens, whoever picked Sloane Stephens, I told you guys not to do it. I think I even laughed on that show yesterday. Went down to Zhang. Shuai Zhang went down to Zhang.
Well, you say Shuai Zhang like she's nobody. Shuai
she
Zhang
is somebody.
Can play.
Definitely. And I had a viewer that actually sent me a message about Sloane Stephens. He watches our show. His name is Anthony, and he talks about Sloane Stephens in this. And I will mention his name.
Look, okay, go ahead.
He says, I want to comment about Sloane Stephens. He says, as you know, she is not one of my favorite players, and the 2017 U.S. Open final will forever be one of my many disappointing matches because I felt that Madison Keys handed Stephens that championship because she did not play up to her potential. Stephens is 0-3 so far this season after her first round loss in the Australian Open to Zhang Shuai. On my draw, I actually picked Zhang to win this match because I've been noticing the inconsistency with Stephens. She has been having trouble playing against Chinese players and players naming in the ending in OVA since that latter part of the season. Maybe there is some nervousness playing against these players. Stephens is technically a very solid player, but she needs to change her whole attitude about tennis quickly or else her tennis career might start to come to an early end.
Okay, very well written. Who is this?
Anthony from New York. Anthony Newton.
Okay, bravo. You didn't read me that. This is the first time I've heard of that. A couple things.
And he says he hopes you're recovering. Glad to see you recovering.
Let's get down. Again, I kind of went into chill mode here. If this ends up being too long, then this is... So I spend a lot of time at night as we get off this show, and I kind of trying to think of things to do. And sometimes we got brutalized a lot about taking too much time because we would dwell off into all this stuff, and we didn't edit a lot of it out, and we realized we didn't have the time to do all that. So then we rush it. I'm gonna chill a little bit today, and just kind of roll with it, and we'll see what happens. If we get thumped again, we get thumped again, right? Anyway, what were we just talking about? I just forgot.
Sloane Stephens.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Wow.
All right. One thing in that he wrote. Did he mention the last name that ended with Ova?
Yes.
Basically, kind of being involved with us in our theory that if your last name ends in Ova, you're a beast. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So he was watching. Mm-hmm. All right. So I share this theory, so I agree with him here. I have a theory that if your last name ends in Ova, O-V-A, or I-C, itch, like, Stefanizovic, or Bencic, or whatever, Lubicic, the list goes on. Chilich. Can you give me some more? Generally, they're going to whip your ass type tennis player, and I agree. So I agree with him on this case. Watch out for the ovas and itches, because in tennis, if it's like a team against the team of those suffixes, watch out.
If you're playing a Smith, you're good.
Yeah, if you're playing a group of Smiths against a whole bunch of ovas, Smiths just concede the shit and get done. Just go ahead and go home, retreat.
Yeah.
But concede your territory.
Yeah.
Concede the territory. All right. So look. So now you told me to slow down. Now you're anxious.
No, I have to teach in a bit.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I gotta teach that
Work
lesson.
beckons.
Yeah.
Sloane Stephens has poise, number one. She is a graceful, for the most part, tennis player. She is a solid athlete, and her character is good. However, I think she is at a point of her life where, as Wozniacki is being vocal in her life, I just want to do something else now. It may be that time for Sloane Stephens, but I think that
She's younger.
I think
a lot
that
younger.
I think that Sloane Stephens is a consummate athlete. I never agreed with her chocolate milk commercial. That's the only flaw I have against Sloane Stephens. She won her major. She will always be in history because of that. And even without that,
She should thank her best friend, Madison Keys.
yeah, Keys. Well, not really. She earned that, and she beat her badly.
Okay.
Anyway, but hopefully the Stevens does what she wants to do. She's married now.
No, she's going to get
Or
married.
going to
Maybe
be?
she's busy with that. Who knows?
Good for her. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
She won.
I
her
just
major.
knew that whoever picked her was crazy. Next match that I watched was Coco Gauff takes down Venus Williams, the 39-year-old.
Yeah.
I watched this match and I thought, okay, Venus looks in shape. But then I noticed that she was trying to out-hit a 15-year-old. And when we are older, and I can tell you this from experience when a lot of my tennis students that are super young, they could be my kids, tell me, I want to play a set against you. There's no way I'm going to go out there and whack the ball with them. I'm going to play smart tennis. I'm going to make sure that they are very uncomfortable. And Venus did not do this yesterday. She was trying to out-hit forehands, and she was trying to blast off serves. She's not at that age anymore where she can do that. She should have made Coco Gauff very uncomfortable. She can do that. She was missing a lot of serves, grunting really loud, hitting forehands, getting past at the net. I mean, Venus could still play, I think, a couple more years. She just needs to maybe watch Martina Navratilova, how she played Celis. Wayne M. Chia said, hey, look, she used to beat Celis, but at giving her junk. And that's what Venus needs to do. She needs to stop whacking the ball. We don't have energy for that anymore.
I'm gonna sum up this narrative in a couple of paragraphs. Just watching Venus Williams walk into the stadium, we watched this. She looked like she was laboring just trying to warm up. And what I mean is, we see the camera shots where players are coming into the stadium and they're warming up before with their headphones on, or they're jumping in the hall and whacking their head on the deal like Nadal did, or whatever. You got that shot. She looked like she was laboring physically in a way, just warming up. Number one. Again, I love Venus Williams, wonderful player. She's won my favorite tournament 5 times, which is Wimbledon. Let's look at something that is just going to put an exclamation point on what I mean by laboring. It comes down to age, body, fatigue, overall wear and tear on the body. And here's my statistic to prove it. Venus Williams went into the tiebreaker in the first set. Mm-hmm. She was 6 of 8. Getting to the net. So she approached the net 8 times. She won 6 of 8 of those points. Okay? At that point, she eased up on that tactic. Okay? And then the match ended.
It's tough to do at her age.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's tough to do at your age. She did it. Her plan that she had strategized prior to it by studying video, as an athlete does, and she did. She came in with the right plan. And she executed that plan, but could not keep up with that plan moving through. And she knew it, and she lost.
Well, I mean, also the plan of trying to hit from baseline to baseline wasn't working, so she probably thought, let me come into the net. But again, she could have thrown in slices. She could have turned drop shots. She could have attacked her backhand more. Give her some more loopy shots.
I think she understood she wasn't going to out-marathon her, but so she had to out-maneuver her, and she did that.
Why not serve with more of an angle instead of trying to hit such a super hard serve?
I think that the shortness of points when you're her age, I think she needed to get it off the court quickly.
I feel it. There's no way I would whack the ball against my son. I mean, I'm going to play smart tennis. It's just simple.
Yeah, Coco Gauff again is a very good young player. She has the right coaches in her corner. She has a good relationship with her family, so she has all the right pluses. But I don't give her too much credit for this win.
I don't either. She could lose to anybody.
All right, next topic, real quickly.
I'm done with the women's matches. So Kenin wins, but we expected that. So go ahead.
Okay, well again, I still think Kenin can be vulnerable too because of her head lift on her serve. Real quick mention about this ATP Cup again. Milos Ranic's initial opponent on the men's side was supposed to be Radu Albat. Really grimy, gritty, beard-wearing sometimes type player that can get down for sure. So a lucky loser named Lorenzo Wustino took his place, and Rannick is one game away due to Ranich is one game away from winning that match, but it was suspended at 5-2, I think, in the third set after having won the first two. This I'm not bringing this up because of Rannick or that match. I think some of us picked him fantasy. I know I did. I bring this up because of the toll and the taxation of the tennis player's body with another player. Mm-hmm. Due to the likes of the ATP Cup and the congested schedule at the end of the year. So we had Shapovalov, that was questionable. We had Coric, that was questionable. And here we have that Albot pulled out.
Evans, too. And now we're going to see Felix play today.
So I only mentioned that because Albot almost led me to not pick Ranich in the first round. I went ahead and went with it, and I expected that I might lose Ranich to Albot. And now we have basically Ranich that just needs to hold serve, and the match is over.
Yeah, Troitsky's was another one I felt it.
But this is an end of the year type schedule that needs to be adjusted. That's basically all I have.
I just want to mention one thing. I know we gave the a-hole badge to somebody, but there is a tennis player that we really are not. We don't know him well. He was in the quali rounds, came through the quali rounds. He's going to play Sugita today. Elliot Bentret. He asked the ball girl to peel his banana.
Oh, I heard about that.
How do you ask a young girl to peel the banana? First of all, you have two hands. You can peel your own banana. The umpire said, nope, you peel your own banana. And this player got really upset with the umpire and started going back and forth with him. The umpire told him to stop several times. He won his match. What a big a-hole. I'm going to be cheering for the other guy today.
Yeah, I think if I had another badge made for us, we had someone make this beautiful asshole merit badge for us.
Why do you think you're that special to have someone peel your banana? Unless you're a little baby and you need your mom and dad to peel your banana, or you're super old and you can't do anything for yourself, or you are paralyzed, you know?
I think he gets the spoiled brat badge award, right?
Yes.
The spoiled brat badge award. Anyway, I heard about that. It's good research there. That was puzzling to me. Like, who do you want this girl to peel your banana? That sounds even awful in of itself.
Yeah.
Real quickly, just to end this, a quick fantasy team mention. If you play it, I put it at the end because most of the fantasy team guys are hardcore or gals, and they're going to listen to it all the way to the end. Stefan Nizovic, even though he lost more to Coric, has pulled out to about a 6 or 7 point lead right after only half of the matches being played in the first round. Granted, because a lot of his players played and other people's haven't, right. But because almost all of his players are 2-pointers, even though he lost Coric. But if he loses Lajovic right off, or Anderson, or Pablo Busta, or Pavlyuchenkova, or Kontaveit, or Collins, then he's really in a tough spot because he lost Coric. But right now, Coric was a no-problem loss for him. So Stefan is the one to beat. So we want these players to lose. We want all these players to lose. So if you're playing fantasy, this is Stefan Nizovic's team. We want all these players to go down in flames. Here it goes. Pablo Carreno Busta, Guido Peja, Dusan Lajovic, Milos Ranich, Kevin Anderson, and Daniel Evans. On the women's side, we want Barty to go down, Serena to go down, Pavlyuchenkova to go down, Collins to go down, Kontaveit to go down, Alexandrova especially to go down, Anisimova to go down, and Wozniacki to go down.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Otherwise, he's going to be tough to beat already. All right? Take care. Adios. We will see you next time, and that will be mañana.
Adios.
All right? Let's get down. Let's go. Boom.